Hello everyone. Time travel. Is it real? Well, this happens to be one of the most fascinating mysteries of all the eras. We always wonder whether we can go back in the past and live in a clean environment, a simple life, whether we can go to the future and see more fascinating things related to technology and a smart life, yani over smart life maybe. But we always wonder whether we can travel in time or not. Many scientists have said this and that about it. Many movies and television shows have been made on this. But still, it is so fascinating, mysterious, scintillating that we are always attracted towards something like time travel. When we come across the first chapter of Vistas, our supplementary reader of class 12th, we learn that we are dealing with a time traveling mystery. Or are we dealing with a psychological drama or a psychological thriller, more correctly? Well, the third level has all the answers, but some questions are still unanswered. Written by Jack Finney, this one has an open ending. Let's go through it and let's see that what it deals with. But before, let's learn about Mr. Finney, who was born on 2nd October 1911 and he died on November 14, 1995. He was an American author. His best known works are science fiction and thrillers, including The Body Snatchers and Time and Again. These are very famous. Time and Again and Body Snatchers, The House of Numbers, many other books he has written, and very popular he happens to be in the world of science fiction and scientific dramas. So, the premise of the story is that the past is a good place to visit, but certainly not a good place to stay. The Third Level by Jack Finney is an engrossing story set in the 1950s, that is, in America. The story is studded with numerous undertones of irony. It takes you back in time. It was a world when people hadn't seen two world wars in the history of mankind. The story brings to light the fact that figments of someone's imagination can be used for shying away from reality, which, in all fairness, is harsh enough. Let us take a closer look at the story. So, when we talk about the theme of the story, it is about how we want to go back in time, much before the world wars, the bloody wars, which killed many people and the world was divided. It also talks about that how human beings tend to find an escape route, something that takes them away from reality, like what we do. If we watch movies and dramas and stories, and if we have our hobbies with us, they are all the mediums of escape for us. We want to escape from the harsh realities. We want to have some solace, some fun, some soothing for ourselves. So let's get back to the story. The story primarily focuses on the atrocities of modern world, full of insecurity, stress, fear, war and hatred. One feels caged inside by modern advancement, leading to tension and worries, leading to people who look out for the means of escape. In the story, Charlie, the main character, creates the third level to seek refuge, cases his pressure, and provide sweet power to relax. So the question still remains whether he actually went to a time loop and went into the past, or whether it was all in his mind, his hallucinations. The main focus is stress. The world is competitive, cutthroat competition. The world is harsh. The world is not as per our wishes. And there is a lot of stress. Everybody, whether it is an adolescent a young person, a middle-aged, an old person. Everybody is suffering from stress. And we all want escape. That is why maybe Charlie created an escape medium in the form of the third level. Moving forward. The third level tells the story of a 31-year-old guy named Charlie. One fine evening, while rushing home, he decides to take the subway from the Grand Central Station in the New York City. He ends up finding himself on the third level of the Grand Central Station, and mark it, there were only 2 levels. So the Grand Central Station, the very famous station of New York City, had only 2 levels. But surprisingly, our main character went to the third level. Grand Central Station at the third level looked very different because it never existed. Let's see how it was different. There were fewer ticket windows and train gates. Information booth was in the center. It was made of wood and was very old looking. And there was a very old looking man in the booth wearing green eye shade and long sleeve protectors. So when he went to the third level, he saw that everything was very different. The ticket booth, the information booth, everything was small. It was made up of wood, old style, and the man in the booth was wearing sleeve protectors which were not worn in 1950s, but they were worn by people in 1890s. Now 1890s is an important time. Why? Because Charlie was very fond of going there. He was very fond of believing that his grandfather lived in 1890s, and he had heard that the life in 1890s was much more pleasant, less worries were there, it was comfortable. And he always wanted to go to the world of 1890s, where Galesburg, Illinois. And when he reached this Grand Central Station, he was completely shocked that this place was very different. The lights were dim and flickering as they were open flame gas lights. There were brass spittoons on the floor. So when he noticed that there were open flame gas lights, that also happened to be the thing of past. There were brass spittoons on the floor. They were also things of past. And people were in completely different fashion style. Men wore derby hats, a black 4-button suit with tiny lapels, and he had a big black handlebar mustache. Men had beards, sideburns, and fancy mustaches. Women wore legs of mutton sleeves. So the fashion sense of people was very different. The people were different and their fashion was different, and he could not guess what actually was going on. He got a glimpse of a very small Currier and Ives locomotive with a funnel-shaped stack. He also saw the copy of The World, a newspaper which hadn't been published for years. So the fashion sense of the women wearing leg of mutton sleeves, the Currier and Ives locomotive, which also was not working in 1950s, The World, the newspaper, which was also not there in 1950s. Everything was very different. He suddenly realized that he had indeed entered into the past. After Charlie discovered that he was on the third level, he decided to go to Galesburg. Actually, that is what he always wanted, with his wife Louisa, and turned to purchase 2 tickets from the ticket counter, and the clerk and the ticket counter glanced at his fancy hatband curiously. Now, Charlie was very happy because he had found the third level, and it was past time, that is in 1890s. He could take a train with his wife, and they could go to this beautiful place Galesburg and live there only. But he had to purchase the tickets. And the clerk looked at him. He was wearing something different. After all the people there belonged to a completely different era, and this man Charlie was from the modern world. So his dress up was completely different. So the clerk looked at him that who this person is, dressed up in a very, very funny manner. However, when Charlie counted the money and handed over the currency notes to the clerk, he started staring at Charlie openly. Why? He felt that Charlie was trying to give him fake currency, as the currency used in 1894 were old style bills, half as big as the notes that Charlie was using. He even threatened to turn him to the authorities, and that is when Charlie was completely afraid. He wanted to go to Galesburg of 1890s, which was very relaxing and stress-free, and he was ready to take the ticket also, but the problem was that the money he was using was not the money that could be used in 1890s, and going to jail even in 1890s was definitely not a good idea, and he decided that he must elope as early as possible. Charlie did not relish the prospect of going to jail, therefore he turned and got out of the third level as fast as possible. But the question was that whether he could go to the third level ever again. Realizing that he has gone back in time, Charlie tries to buy tickets to Galesburg during the lunch hour. The next afternoon, Charlie withdraws all his savings to buy old style currency notes. Charlie narrates this incident to Sam, his friend, who works as a psychiatrist. Sam concludes that the third level is nothing but a mere figment of Charlie's imagination. The miseries which the modern world, full of war, worry, and terror, had to offer made Charlie hallucinate about the existence of the third level. So, these were the thoughts of Charlie regarding the third level, that it existed, and with the help of the third level, he could finally go to Galesburg of 1890s. But his friend, his psychiatrist, told him that it was all his hallucination and third level never existed. Now, before moving forward, let's learn about a first day cover that is going to play an important role. When a new stamp is issued, stamp collectors buy some and use them to mail envelopes to themselves on the very first day of sale, and the postmark proves the date. They are never opened. They just put blank paper in the envelope. The envelope is called a first day cover. So one day, after some days actually of that incident, Charlie was looking at his first day covers. He used to collect these first day covers as his hobby, that is philately that we call it, and it was a previous hobby of his grandfather, and it was like an inheritance. He had received many envelopes, many first day covers from his forefathers, like his grandfather and his father. And one of the days when he was looking at all those first day covers, he suddenly found out an evidence. Charlie succeeds in finding an evidence related to the third level's existence. He discovers a letter addressed to him by his psychiatrist friend Sam. The third letter was dated July 18, 1894. It seemed that Sam wasn't as incredulous of the third level as he had appeared to be, so there was a letter written by his friend and psychiatrist Sam in the first day covers, and that was written in 1894. It meant that his friend actually used the third level and went to 1894 and wrote a letter there, and the same letter was received by Charlie. Now, this happens to be a huge mystery. And this is the letter. He wrote to Charlie, "I got to wishing that you were right. Then I got to believing you were right. And, Charlie, it's true. I found the third level. I have been here 2 weeks, and right now, down the street at the delis, someone is playing a piano, and they are all out on the front porch singing 'Seeing Nellie Home.' And I am invited over for lemonade. Come on back, Charlie and Louisa. Keep looking till you find the third level. It's worth it, believe me." So it meant that Charlie was in 1894. He was enjoying that peaceful life, and Sam was in 1894 and he was enjoying that peaceful life, and Charlie was completely stunned that it really exists and he too, along with his wife, can go to the third level and later on go to Galesburg, Illinois. It would be so much great. Life would be so simple, easy. But let us see what happens then. The ending is ironic. On this note, actually, the story ends, and that is why it is ironic. It is the narrator Charlie's psychiatrist friend, Sam, who makes it back to Galesburg, Illinois in 1893, not Charlie himself. Charlie confided in Sam about the third level, and Sam, of course, told Charlie that he was experiencing a kind of waking dream wish fulfillment. But Sam got to wishing that Charlie had been right, like everyone. Sam, too, craves an escape from the 20th century. He was able to find the third level and buy train tickets to Galesburg. In the end, it is the psychiatrist who ostensibly is trying to ground Charlie in the present, who escapes into the past where even his profession does not yet exist. So, what is the mystery? The mystery and the irony is that when Sam kept on saying that you're hallucinating and it is all not real, he himself wanted a medium of escape. And what he did? He found out the third level. He took up all his money, used that money to go to Galesburg and enjoy the life. He could not have a job, of course, because psychiatrists did not exist in that era, but at least he was having a peaceful life. And that is the irony of the situation. The story clearly explores the concept of time travel. Jack Finney explores the mentality of a common man. He succeeds in exposing the vulnerable side of a common man. A myriad of problems conspire to corrupt Charlie's mind. It further robbed him of his senses, and in his panic induced state, he hallucinated about the third level at the Grand Central Station. Even though it was hard for Charlie to believe his eyes, he decided to stay there in the year 1894. So, there are two concepts. There can be two concepts. There can be two different theories. One is that yes, time travel did happen in the story. But what if it did not happen? What if it was all a plan of Sam, his psychiatrist, to teach Charlie that the third level did exist? We can go to Galesburg of 1894, but what if he comes back after 2 weeks and say that the life is not as good as it seems? That they too, the people of 1894, they too have problems. And we are having technology, we are having facilities, and they do not. And life is indeed better here in 1950s, unlike in 1890s. Then what would happen? Then Charlie would have a first-hand account. He would have a proof that Sam went to 1890s, the life is not that good, and he might stop looking for the third level. It might be an idea of the psychiatrist to solve the problem in the head of his patient, his friend. So the open ending leaves us with various answers. It depends on you which answer do you choose. But in the end, whichever answer you choose, you must justify it. Well, what stands out in the entire story is the extent of ease with which Jack Finney was able to bring out a common man's craving for peace and security. Like any common man, Charlie too appreciated the so-called pleasures of everyday life and the security of the familiar. He wanted to stay in the past because 1894 was much more peaceful, secure, and serene. The world in 1894 had not seen the repercussions of war, the insecurities that came with war, terror, and disease had got the better of common folks like Charlie who wanted a transient relief from the harsh realities of life. So, at the core of it, the story deals with the problems that exist in the mind, the insecurities a person feels in this modern world, which is harsh, which is full of sufferings actually, and everybody needs an escape. And the third level, it might be an escape route not the real thing. You never know. All in all, the third level brings us to the conclusion that people find it hard to make peace with unpleasant things they come across in life. The story further makes the reader realize that the past and future are real illusions. They exist in the present, which is all there is. So, all in all, it's a mystery. It's a brilliant story written. I mean, even when we are done with it, we cannot guess what really happened. Whether it is about time travel, really, whether it is something related to psychology and hallucinations, we just cannot find out. We can all have our separate theories and we can all have our separate justifications. But the main takeaway from the story is that don't lose your present to your past. Live in the present. Live life as it is. Everyone in all the eras have problem, issues, sufferings, no matter it is in past, no matter it is in future. Wherever you are, be happy there. Then only you can live life to the fullest. So with this thought, I will close this session. Thanks a lot for listening to me.